of Real Talk, brought to you by the Scott County Public Library. I'm your host, once again, Lincoln, here to just bring a few movies from the library to talk about, some new, some old, that you may have missed. Today we are here to celebrate Tree Week at the Scott County Public Library by talking about two movies with memorable trees and spooky forests. First up, we're going to head back 17 years to talk about the third and arguably the best in the classic franchise, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban from 2004. The mischievous friends together once again in what I believe is the most balanced and well-shot film in the entire series, thanks in part to director Alfonso Cuarón, who stepped in after Christopher Columbus decided to step away from the movies after the first two in the franchise. Every shot in this movie is just so well staged and drips with atmosphere from its scenery, as well as offering a visual change of pace and allowing a more character-focused narrative throughout the film. Plus, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the enchanting score brought to us by the legendary John Williams, who's, his work speaks for himself, obviously. It is year number 3 in Harry Potter, and his friends are heading back to another magical adventure at Hogwarts. This movie's story surrounds itself around the characters of Sirius Black, played by Gary Oldman, a prisoner in Azkaban who Harry learns may be a central figure to his parents' fate, all while these horrific beings called Dementors are terrorizing the world as they look for Sirius Black. Something I really liked about rewatching this film was the level of richness and detail that Cuarón was able to bring to the world that weren't really as prevalent in the previous two films. The movie is old enough to drive, but the CGI still looks great in my opinion. And there's this wonderful hippogriff sequence where when Harry and his friends match wits with the giant whomping willow trees. This movie has a budget of somewhere in the ballpark, goes around $125 to $130 million to make, and it was of course a massive commercial success, earning over $796 million at the world box office. And what's as craziest to me is that was the lowest grossing film in the franchise, which I think they have over 3 movies that went over $1 billion, which just blows my mind, and it just shows you how popular these films are. Next up, I would like to take a stroll back to the American Revolution, New England, where we talk about a classic legend of Sleepy Hollow that meets the dark vision of director Tim Burton. Someone or something has been lopping off heads in New England, and it's up to one Ichabod Crane to get to the bottom of it as he travels to the small, sleepy village of Sleepy Hollow to discover its secrets in this 1990 adaptation. Burton's regular Johnny Depp takes the lead on the role of this curiously named man, Ichabod Crane, an eccentric police constable whose unorthodox methods might be the future of crime solving. Depp, I think, excels in the role, his performance being kind of a perfect balance between the deductive brilliance and the quirky charm that allows you to emphasize with the character without an exaggerated mannerisms that doesn't outstay its welcome. As for the horseman, Pre-Headless is played by Christopher Walken, who delivers a very short but memorable and very hammy at times role as he snorts and snarls with his razor-sharp teeth and his steel blue eyes. But the majority of the horseman's screen time comes with stunt actor Ray Park, who you might know as Darth Maul in the Star Wars movies, who gives an excellent physical performance playing the deadly headless horseman throughout the film. For the opening shots, this film, you can see its rich atmosphere. Each shot is structured in a deep gothic tone and wrapped in plenty of fog that give a world of depth in these hamlets, even though 75% of the actual movie was shot on sound stages out in England. The production design is fairly breathtaking as I watch it. The titular town is beautifully realized by elaborate sets that are utterly believable as in a late 18th century American town. Its dingy alleyways, its rickety old crickety bridges, and its dirty, muddy streets make it feel almost like a character itself as you watch the movie. One of the best sets of the whole movie for me, though, has to be the Tree of the Dead, which is from where the horseman actually emerges from throughout the film, just kind of breaking free from this tuned old tree. It's huge and it's sprawling, and it has like a nightmarish limbs hovering over anyone that dares pass by it, easily becoming the standout piece of the set, and something I wish I actually saw more of throughout the whole movie. The visual style is very reminiscent of a classic Universal monster film, with its desaturated colors palette that almost feels black and white, with just dashes of brightly lit color as it paces throughout the film. With a superb visual style, a very sprawling production design, intense set pieces, and a great performances by the cast, Sleepy Hollow is a very darkly silly, but still very enjoyable romp for the Halloween season to watch with all your friends. All this week's films are available at the public library, and I encourage you to search them out and find out for yourself. And you can always find every episode of Real Talk on our Facebook or YouTube, and check out on our website for other programs. This has been Lincoln, as usual, for Real Talk, here to remind you to watch more movies.